from Hong Kong, leading out the two players onto court. His opponent's Datuk Lee Chong Wei, a 30-year-old Malaysian who has achieved so much in world badminton, including 2 titles here. Of course, he won the title last year, beating Lin Dan in the final, and he had also won the title in 2010, beating the now retired Peter Geer from Denmark. He's been in the final of this event for the last 4 years. Goodness me, what a record. Twice Olympic silver medalist. 2 medals from World Championships, world #1 ranking. And of course last year, prior to the Super Series finals, 9 tournaments he played, 9 finals he reached. Well, he had a tough old battle in the first round here in Seoul against the former world junior champion. Dropped the opening game against Wang Shiming, but came back in 1 hour and 5 minutes to clinch it 21-16 in the decider. Yesterday against the left-handed European champion Mark Schwiebler from Germany was much more straightforward, 21-11, 21-19. And he was a long way up in that second game before he took his foot off the pedal, made the scoreline much closer than at one stage the match had appeared. 31 years of age, Hu Yun from Hong Kong, #7 seed, back up to #9 in the world ranking. That's the highest he's ever been. He was world #9 for 1 week at the end of December, and just spent 2 weeks at world #10, back up to 9 again yesterday. Now look at his matches so far, both of them 1 hour and 10 minutes. Both of them he dropped the opening game, qualifier in the first round, second round against the Olympic quarter-finalist Kashyap Parupalli of India. So really, really tough matches for Hu Yun. Of course, born in mainland China, but moved to Hong Kong in 2005.
Time, please. Thank you.
And the last time they met was the semi-final of the India Super Series event in 2011. I'm surprised they didn't meet at all last year. Grace Chia from Singapore is our umpire. Son Hee-ju from Korea is the service judge. And once again, we've got 2 female court officials.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Hu Yun, Hong Kong, China. And on my left, Lee Chong Wei, Malaysia. Lee Chong Wei, the serve. The ball, play.
So Lee Chong Wei, most extraordinary records in the Super Series since the Super Series came into effect from 2007. 41 Super Series tournament finals, having won 28 of them.
Yeah, every time we put up those numbers, it
Blown
surprises me. It surprises me every time. The one thing for this match today, I think, first of all, it's going to be an uphill battle for Hu, but one other thing that you might have to take into play is that when you have 2 games at 70 minutes, it's probably not the best preparation to a game against Lee Chong Wei. So it's up to be seen if that's going to have an effect on his game.
Oh, look at that.
3-love.
Well,
he's going to have to play 70 minutes here as well if he's going to win. So yeah, let's see how he handles it. Good start by Lee Chong Wei.
Oh, look at that. What a lovely play from Hu Yun.
Service over. 1,
Let's not forget just what a quality player he is, because, of course, he reached the final of the China Masters Super Series event last year and was semi-finalist in last month's Super Series Finals. Lost out to the eventual champion, Chen Long of China.
Service over, 4-1.
But Hu Yun is still looking for his first ever international title. And that's the big difference, isn't it? It's been in 2 finals, Philippine Grand Prix event in 2009, and of course, as I've just said, the China Masters Super Series last year.
2-4.
But you compare that to the 68 finals that Lee Chong Wei has contested.
Well, if he looks at those stats, he may, you know, if you can't, it's very important. Did he hurt himself a little bit? It's very important to erase those stats when you go and play against Lee Chong Wei, because else you might as well go up and say thank you for the game.
Yeah.
You have to believe in it and not have so much respect.
I think
it looks like I mean, he might get better, but it looks like in the start, for me, it looks like he's very tired from the first two days.
I think you've also got, oh goodness me, 250, that's 155 miles per hour. You've also got to take into account the contrasting styles of these two men. And I always think that Hu Yun, in a way, he looks a little bit to me like Taufik Hidayat, in that he's very laid back. He's got some gorgeous shots, but in between rallies he's, you know, very calm and collected, and walks slowly to pick up the shuttle, and, you know, doesn't look rushed at all. And some people may interpret that as, you know, that he's not really, perhaps really into this match. It's just his persona. He is into the match. It's just his style.
He's deadly.
Yeah.
You know, don't underestimate it.
No.
I think if there's any Danes listening, I think they saw him at the Masters where they fought Victor Axelsen, or, you know, had his number and won the first set easily, and
service over.
He was looking good,
8-3.
And then suddenly he just turned the whole thing around and won. So. But there's one thing for if you compare him to Taufik, is that Taufik way more weapons.
Yeah.
Who has, and he is depending a little bit on the.
Oh, look at that!
It's unbelievable.
9-3.
He's depending a little bit on this fatigue game. He won't get away with it in this match.
No. Yeah, sums it up really, doesn't it? Look at that. You can almost hear him saying to himself, what on earth can I do against this? But then there's an awful lot of men's singles players that probably think that when they play against Lee Chong Wei.
It's over. 4-9.
Bring an extra racket in or something. He's just that good.
Oh.
And again, I know I said it yesterday too with some of the other players, but for me it's very, very important that we don't take a player like Lee Chong Wei for granted.
Yes.
You know, it's so important to enjoy him and watch him, and, you know, because, you know, he just proved my point, you know. Because
he's toying with his opponents at the moment. He's beautiful to watch. He's the character. He's
explosive. You know, don't take it for granted. That's just not something that pops up every year. You know,
he's very special.
So important that we really enjoy it.
5 minutes for the mid-game interval. Yeah, and I think not only enjoy him while we can and enjoy his style of play, but also appreciate what he has achieved in badminton, because of course there's so much talk about Lin Dan and Lee Chong Wei, this rivalry. We talked about the rivalry yesterday, and you know, the fact that Lin Dan has won the world titles, he's won the Olympic titles. It doesn't, of course, those are titles that Lee Chong Wei desperately wanted to win himself.
Of course
Of course you do. That's sport, and in
over.
sport there has
5,
to be winners
11.
and losers, and that's the harsh beauty of sport. But let's not belittle what he's achieved. You know, there's too many people in the Malaysian media or whatever that says, oh, but he's not won the world title, oh, but he hasn't won the Olympic gold medal. He's achieved extraordinary things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Changed the game in many ways, him and Lindan
and
Peter Gade
12,
and Taufik.
5.
As I said again, I can only say I think these top players we spoke about, between them, the respect they have, we need to have the same respect.
Yeah.
As again, I was close this year at Copenhagen Masters when Peter Gade played his last matches against Lindan, and the respect from Lindan to Peter. I can only say that I was so not surprised, but I really had a respect before for Lindan, but even more now. You know, the things he came out and said, and he doesn't look for Peter if he won an Olympic medal or not, or Lee Chong Wei or not. He looks at the way they approach the game and what they can do on court, and the battles that he has had against them. And I think we should look at that as well.
Yeah, I concur.
It's over. 13-7.
So worried about having to move back in court. Got to cover the net.
Service over. 8-13. It's over. 14-8.
Oh, so precise. Who's actually playing quite well?
Yeah.
But what can you do? It can't be better than that.
Service over. 9-15. Service over. 16-9.
Oh my goodness.
17-9.
Just looks so in control, doesn't he?
Oh, good shot by who? Oh,
Yeah.
well played.
Yeah, very well played.
Service over. 10-17.
Good variation there, going for the hard cuts match first and then going straight on the second one. Kind of like, so you see Lee Chong Wei focuses on that cut again. And
Oh my goodness. Rare error from Lee Chong Wei.
It's over. 11-17.
talked in the women's singles, didn't we, about the use in men's singles of the body smash.
Yeah.
That was a perfect example.
Men also use it when they play against a player they feel is playing really good in defense, you know, covering the sides because they're really low.
Service over.
It kind of uses the body smash to get them up again to open up the sides. So it's a tactical approach.
Oh.
13, 18.
Sorcerer at work. A little bit of trickery. Look at that. Couldn't get the second one side.
Service judge Choi Korea and the Table 1 judges are A, Court 2.
$14, 18. Yep, okay.
Well, we've had 6 years of Super Series events, and this man from Malaysia, for the last 5 years, has ended up number 1 on the Super Series ranking list. First year, he was just second. And that's a very good reason why
19,
you can give those sort
14.
of statistics. Made an error on the last rally with a smash. Very next point is a smash to perfection. Oh, he's missed it. Would you believe it?
Service over.
Ah, well,
15,
Hu Yun
19.
can't believe it. And I'm not sure that Lee Chong Wei can see the funny side of that. Hu Yun had given up on the point.
Well, I think who can. If that was on purpose, that's pretty good. As soon as you can see them, you know, I know he's gotten up to 15 hoop, but as soon as Lee Chong Wei puts tempo on the rally, he has no really say in this match. So it's going to be very difficult to turn this around. You can also say with wow.
That'll do nicely.
Yeah.
First game point opportunity.
First game won by Lee
Lee
Chong
Chong Wei
Wei.
converts.
21-15.
21-15. Just 14 minutes of play. Very, very much in control, the defending champion.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Just like a tiger prowling around, waiting to pounce on its prey. Lee Chong Wei back on court before his opponent, just
Second game. The ball.
laying things
Play.
up.
See the Malaysian coach talking to the double pair on the other court.
1 love.
Ko and Tan. I think they're feeling comfortable as well.
Yeah.
But you can say that the thing for Hu is he's actually, first of all, you have to accept when you play somebody who's better than yourself.
Service over. 1
but he's had a really
all.
good tournament.
Yeah.
And maybe he didn't expect to be in this, still be around in the tournament at this time. So maybe also if you're tired and you're playing against somebody who's you just know is much better than you, and it's an uphill battle, you can also maybe sometimes as a player get a little bit of this, you know, you're satisfied with what you have achieved.
No, it's just a
3-1.
But you see, I mean, I'm just looking at the previous encounters between these two men, previous 4 matches they've played against each other. Last time they played, Hu Yun managed to get 26 points. Time before that, 15 points. Time before that, 16 points. Time before that, 24 points. So never more than 26 points in the match has Hu Yun scored against Lee Chong Wei. So right,
what you're telling me is that Lee Chong Wei's style doesn't really suit Hu.
or the other way round. And, you know, the problem is you come onto court, both you and I know, we've both been former players, you know, and you go on against a player or a pair that you've not only lost to, but you haven't even got close to.
No.
And psychologically now, he's lost the opening game, Hu Yun. You know, he must be saying to himself, I mean, of course a player has to have belief.
Yeah.
This time could be the time I'm going to win this.
Service over.
But you know as a player
5-2.
your own qualities. You know as a player your opponent's qualities.
Yeah.
And at some stage, you said earlier today, earlier on, you know, sometimes you have to accept your opponent is better.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost to me
Service
as if
over.
Hu Yun is,
3-5.
you know, I want to see more fight from him.
Yeah, definitely.
And whilst I know I've already explained he is fighting, he is trying, this is his persona, this is his way. He doesn't get all highly motivated and he's not an extrovert sort of character. But somehow in his play I need an indication to show that he's still fighting, there's still some sort of belief.
Yeah. Yeah. He definitely needs to show that. You can also say that now watching him here, and you just brought up a lot of stats where it's not because he's been doing that. You also need to see some improvement for him, some developing in some stuff. Because if he wants to take the next step, he needs to develop some, you know, some more weapons or something that he can challenge Lee Chong Wei on.
Yeah.
And just by playing the same game doesn't really help.
3.
No.
And you can see here now. I know he's a silent type, but
Yeah.
what he's showing right now is, you know, he's better than that.
He's much better than that.
Yeah. See? That's
Service over.
more like it.
4-8.
Oh, it's nice. Oh, look how quick he is. He's missed it.
5-8. Service over. 9-5.
Of course, these two players on court both seeded. And at quarter-final stage in this year's competition in the men's singles, only 3 seeds remain. Only one in the bottom half
10,
of the draw.
5.
Number 4 seed Du Pengyu. How did he control that? Oh my goodness, and again.
He's toying.
Yeah.
11-5, interval.
6-point advantage.
But you see, this is now where you can say, as a you know, where it was just, if there was ever a coach that should do something drastically, it should be here. You know, he should be really asking who right now, do you want this or not? You know, you know, then you gotta show some more. Or there's no point of him walking in there.
But surely as a coach, and I know that you are now a very experienced coach, and well, actually, coach is looking a little concerned, isn't he? It's almost as if Hu Yun's sort of like, well, boss, you know, I don't see myself winning this. I'm sure he's not saying that, but that's what's coming across to us watching it.
The Chong Wei's coaches didn't even go in there, I think.
Yeah.
So.
But what do you say? Do you give one tactical thing and say, right, okay, I want you to try this, you know, and keep trying to do that, pounce on the net like that, for instance?
Yeah,
6,
that could be
11.
Try something. You know, you can give some advice, and if he wants to do that, then that's fine. That you have an agreement with the player. That's what we do, and we stick to that. That's fine. If not, I think it's the players. If the player has, I'm not saying giving up, but close to, then I think it's important that he just tells the coach, listen, coach, I'm really tired. I'm not feeling it. I can't see a way out. I'm just going to do my best.
Yeah.
Sit and relax. Because if the coach wanted more than the player, then you have a problem.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, it's delightful.
13-6.
And I mean, we mustn't, it's almost sounding as if we're putting blame on Hu Yun that he isn't able to fight enough. He's just not being given the opportunity to.
It's all down to Lee Chong Wei.
Yeah.
14,
but that's the
6.
game of badminton. The thing is that in badminton it just goes so quickly. If you have this, you know, different level in tennis, you're still on court for what, 2 hours or something.
Yeah.
You know, here, if you're that much quicker and that's more what can you say, tactically better than your opponent, it just makes the other player look, you know, a little bit ordinary.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes how it can look in badminton, where you can always in tennis, you can, for example, tennis, you can have a game, or in football you can just be 11 players in your own field, side of the field and kick it away. You know, you can't do that in badminton.
No.
So.
Yeah, and the other thing with badminton, because of the scoring system, I mean, I've called tennis matches, commentated on tennis matches. I remember one match where a player, and I'm not going to mention names, was a set and 5-love down.
Oh, sorry, did you see that? He's having fun now.
Yeah.
8-14.
A set and 5-love down, and she still came back to win. Now, if you've got a situation here where a player is too far down, well, I'm not sure players can come back in the same way as you could in a tennis match, because they have these very small game situations within the set. But you never know.
14.
And that's why you've got to keep fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Lee Chong Wei yesterday playing against Mark Schwiebler. He was a long way up in that second game, and it ended up as 21-19.
He made a game of it, yeah. Playing a little bit more aggressive now.
10-14.
Now it's only 4 points now.
And all of a sudden it's believable.
Yeah.
Service over.
Is that about believable?
15,
Well, I
10.
can't- I'm sorry, I'm not laughing, but it's just amazing
It's
to watch.
fun. It's just unbelievable. You know, and as we were talking about the 4 points, it's believable to catch it up, and I thought to myself, Jill.
But look at that.
Yeah. Lee Chong Wei has a couple more gears he can go
16,
to. So whilst it is believable in the scoreline, you know,
At
somehow...
least Lee Chong Wei makes us believe.
Yeah.
For a few seconds, and then he's back. Wow. It is amazing. And just watching Lee Chong Wei now, and you have to go back again and think about the games against Lin Dan.
11.
They're so close to it, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine, you know, just imagine how tough these games they have against each other. It's fantastic.
That's nice. Good
12,
rally.
16. Thirteen, 16.
3 points.
It's just
Service
extraordinary,
over.
isn't it?
17, 13.
You know, many players, if they did that shot maybe 1 time or 2 times in a game, they would feel a little bit lucky. Okay, I was hitting the line, and you know, I got away with it. He's just doing it on constant basis. You know?
Yeah.
18, 13.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing player.
And a delightful man as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oi!
Oh, my goodness.
Service over.
Don't say sorry.
14, 18.
A little moment of magic.
It's okay. You're allowed to do some things as well.
Yeah, look at this.
Wow. It's very good camera angle there to show how close these guys are really playing at the net. Boom.
Service over. 19, 14.
It's landed in. Yeah.
20. Match
Was
point,
that you were
14.
saying about hitting lines at will? There's another one. And that brings up match point opportunities.
He's got 30 points now.
Service over. 15, 20.
Well, there you go.
New record.
Yeah, new record.
$16, 20.
So there's something positive for him to take.
Absolutely. And there always is. In any match you play, there's got to be something that you can take away from it that's good, something positive. Well.
17, 20.
That'll do. Shakes hands with the service judge, now with his opponent. Well, a very polished performance there from Lee Chong Wei, as always.
Match won by Lee Chong Wei, 21-15,
also thanks his coaches
21-17.
for their help and support. He's safely through to the semi-final once again. And Hu Yun, the number 7 seed from Hong Kong, departs this year's Korean Open. Their confirmation that Lee Chong Wei, the defending champion, through to the semi-final by virtue of his 21-15, 21-17 victory over Hu Yun. Well, he'll have another Hong Kong opponent coming up next, because he'll play against Wong Wing Ki in tomorrow's semi-final. Of course, Wong Wing Ki defeating Chong Wei Feng of Malaysia in the quarter-final on one of the adjoining courts. I can tell you at the bottom half of the draw, Du Pengyu, the number 4 seed, he's also safely through. Of course, that concludes our 5 matches here on quarterfinals day at the Victor Korea Open, the premier Super Series event, the first Super Series event on the OSIM BWF World Superseries for 2013. It all started this afternoon with men's doubles and the new Korean pairing of Go Sung-hyung and Lee Yong-dae. 2 straight games against the young Malaysians. Then more joy for Korea in the form of Sung Jae-hyung, former finalist here of course, but today beating Porntip Boranaprasatsuk from Thailand, 21-13, 21-7 that second game. Then mixed doubles and that repeat of the Olympic bronze medal playoff match. And as in London, it was the Danes who prevailed, Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen, in 2 straight games. More success for Denmark in the men's doubles, with the European champions defeating the Asian champions in 2 straight games, 21-15, 21-10. And as we've just seen, the defending champion and 2-time winner of this Korean Open, Lee Chong Wei of Malaysia, looking very comfortable and very impressive indeed with his victory over the number 7 seed Hu Yun, 21-15, 21-17. So, of course, there's still some play on the adjoining courts here on quarterfinals day, but we will be back tomorrow with the semi-finals, same time as we were today. That's 1 p.m. local time. That's 0400 GMT. From all of us in Seoul, from Jim Laugerson, myself, Jill Clark, and all the team. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.